Yes, students, yesterday we had finished up to the metabolism part as we were discussing about the characteristics of the living. So today we discuss our fourth characteristic of a living, and that is the cellular organization. As the name indicates, cellular organization means the things which we have to deal up to the cell level. So you all learned from your lower classes that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Why we say this? You know this, that without cell organization of a living is not possible. And even if you see in a unicellular organism, that unicellular organism does not have many cells, but still that unicellular organism can perform all its activities well so as to survive. Okay. And the unicellular organism is capable of independent existence to function its life. So we can say that cell is the fundamental and structural unit of life, because if we consider the case of a multicellular organism, if there is no cell, then there will be no tissue. No tissue means no organs. No organs, then no organ systems, and without all this there will be no organism. So what is the basic characteristics? The cell. So the life starts with the cell, so it is the defining property of a life. Then come to the fifth characteristic of a living, that is consciousness. Consciousness, we all know that without consciousness we cannot interact with our surrounding. So it is a ability to sense the surrounding environment and to respond according to the external stimuli, and it is known as consciousness. Okay. And you can have many examples of this, that these consciousness can be accompanied with the help of physical, chemical or biological stimuli through our sense organs. In plants, the sense and response to external factors like light, water, temperature and other pollutants, etc., can also be accompanied with the help of different parts or structures associated with the plant body. In prokaryotes to complex eukaryotes, there is also a consciousness to the environmental clues, and for this there are number of examples, as you see in the text also, that consciousness can be seen in organisms like plants perform flowers in a particular season. Means the plant flowers in a particular season, and that is photoperiodism. Even in animals there is a particular seasons for breeding. Okay, which and such animals are known as seasonal breeders. And even the animals can handle the chemicals entering their bodies, which is known as osmotic gradient, which can be easily seen in the marine fishes and the freshwater fishes. Okay. So consciousness is a well known property of a living. Okay. In humans has a well developed nervous system, and it has a supreme level of skill of communication. That's why the humans have a self consciousness. Means the human beings have the self consciousness, that how to react, what to react, and how to interact with the society, how to interact with the relatives, etc., etc. So these are all self consciousness. And also you know that human is very fast to respond towards an external stimuli. Even it can think or predict about possible changes which is going to be happen in the surrounding. Okay. So because the brain is the brain the human brain has a supreme power of consciousness. Okay. Even the human can change the surrounding situation according to its topmost level of consciousness, and this property is known as self consciousness. And if you this can be better understood in a patient which is in coma. The brain is dead, in a coma patient, but still then he has a consciousness, because he can respond, but he because the lungs, heart, etc., all are in a working mode, but he lost the property of self consciousness uh, because the body parts lost its coordination. Okay. So there will be a self consciousness property in the human beings, and all other organisms has a consciousness property. So we can say that the living beings has a consciousness, which is a very important property for self replicating, self regulating, interaction towards the external stimuli, and even the adaptation and hemostasis are also very important properties which is associated to the consciousness in a living being. So these are the five characteristics which we learned, that is growth, reproduction, metabolism, consciousness, cellular organization. So these are the five properties on the basis of which we can say that this is living and that is not living. Okay. So now let's come to the next topic, that is diversity in the living world. So have a brief introduction about this, that there are number of species known in our world ranging between 1.7 to 1.8 million, and since we are dealing with the living organism, so it refers to a biodiversity. We are not concerned here with the non-living, so this is biodiversity, and there are number of organisms, and these diversity uh, is keep increasing day by day by different researches. So beta, let's stop here because the taxonomy is a different topic, and it's better to take it in the next class. But you have to go through the diversity part up to the diversity in the living world part from NCRT also. Okay, so let's stop here.